Hello friends, this is the second lecture on organic chemistry, aromatics amines. Okay, now this is the aromatic amines. I already in the first lecture I will provide that amine, what was the amine and its reaction, and primary amine, secondary amine and tertiary amine. This is only for aromatic amines. Okay, electrophilic substitution reaction of aryl amines. Okay, aniline, that's mean what is the aniline? Aniline, this is known as aniline, phenyl group with NH2. This is aniline. So this aniline undergoes electrophilic substitution reaction. This NH2 group is ortho or para directing group actually, and powerful activating group. How? This is ortho, there is a lone pair. This lone pair can push towards the benzene ring, then this will be in this way. If we see that the resonating structure of this, there will be minus, there will be double bond NH2 plus, then there is a double bond, there is another double bond. If this minus is resonating to each other, then this double bond on this position, then what happens? Then there will be minus, there will be double bond NH2, this is plus, and there is a minus. So in ortho position and para position will be minus, and again it will be back. So from this side we can say that this is meta position. Meta position, there is no negative sign on the meta position. We will see negative sign on ortho position and para position only. Okay, for this reason this minus can attack the electrophile. This negative charge can attack towards the electrophile. That's mean in this way NH2 from here, actually from here, any electrophile, if it is E plus, then minus from the negative sign it can attack. Okay, so ortho and para orienting group is NH2 group for amine. That's mean actually aniline. Okay, now chemical reaction, I will see the chemical reaction. If we see aniline, then bromination reaction. What is this? Bromination reaction. Because Br, one Br is positive, one Br is negative, it can assume, we can assume it. That's mean bromine in water medium, then we will see that the product will be, there will be bromine. This is ortho position, this is para position, this is also ortho position. So 2,4,6 tribromoaniline, 2,4,6 trianiline. Okay, tribromoaniline. So this is very important, because from this reaction we can see that amine or aniline, in aniline NH2 is a ortho para orienting group, as well as how we can prepare 2,4,6 tribromoaniline by this reaction. Okay, now there are so many reactions. If we go for sulfonation reaction, then what happen? If it is aniline, directly we can use sulfuric acid and heat, concentrated sulfuric acid, of course, concentrated sulfuric acid and heat, then it is orthoparabolic group. Most of the cases para product will be preferable than ortho product, and here at first we will see that is para product, because para product is more stable than ortho product. If there is other effect is not there, if there is a hydrogen bonding structure, then it will be ortho product will be more stable. But always remember that para product is more stable. If some cases arise that's in from the ortho position, that's mean if there is a NH, then if there is a oxygen hydrogen, then there will be a attraction, then this ortho product will be more stable. But otherwise most of the cases para product will be more stable. So this is the sulfonation reaction on aniline. Okay, then only bromination in presence of pyridine, that's mean if it is not bromine water, then what happen? If we use bromine in acetic acid, then what happen? Then we will get only para-bromoaniline. In presence of water, if we use acetic acid, then what happen? Only para product will be preferable. Okay, only para product. So how we can get para-bromoaniline instead of 2,4,6 tribromoaniline? Then instead of bromine water, we will use bromine in acetic acid or bromine in pyridine. Okay, now what happened? If we want to get isocyanide, that's mean it is very common with primary amine and aromatic amine. Okay, if we use chloroform in presence of sodium hydroxide, okay, or potassium hydroxide, in presence of alcoholic potassium hydroxide, then we will give isocyanide. Okay, we will get isocyanide. This is very important reaction which was known as carbylamine test. This is phenyl isocyanide. Okay, and very important, this is known as phenyl isocyanide. This reaction is known as carbylamine test. Okay, so carbylamine test for primary amine and for aromatic amine is same. Now if you use that diazonium reagent, what is this? This is a very important reaction for coupling reaction also. If we use sodium nitrite in presence of dilute HCl, then what happen? We'll get diazonium salt N2Cl. Okay, this is very important. This is plus, this is minus. How? That's mean in presence of HCl, this lone pair trapped the H plus, then it will be hydrogen, 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 this is plus and Cl minus. And what happened here? In presence of HCl, sodium nitrite forms NO is double bond O. What is this? Nitric acid. Nitric acid. This is NO2. NO2 is the nitric acid. Okay, so this nitric acid is this, and HCl in aniline is this. Then we will get this one. Okay, that is a 4 hydrogen 2 oxygen, that's mean plus 2 water will be removed, plus 2 water will be removed from here, and N2 plus and Cl minus. Okay, so in this way these reactions occur, and this is the diazonium salt, very important salt, diazonium salt. Clear? This is very important. Why this is important? Because we will see so many coupling reaction by this amine, and we can detect the aromatic compounds which contains nitrogen as a amine. Okay, and this amine, that's mean this aniline, it can shows a very important reaction or oxidation reaction in presence of K2Cr2O7, in presence of sulfuric acid. In presence of sulfuric acid, it will give what is this? Benzoquinone. Okay, benzoquinone. What is this? Benzoquinone, and this is in para position, hence para benzoquinone. Very important this. Why it is important? Because only in presence of potassium dichromate in sulfuric acid, aniline gives us para-benzoquinone. Okay, very important formula. Now, arene diazonium salt have the general formula. What was that? Arene diazonium salt, actually that was the diazonium salt N2Cl, the general formula ArN2Cl. Okay, this is the arene diazonium salt. Okay, now Ar strands, that is aromatic, that's mean C6H5. Okay, and X, what is X? X is the, or this is the chlorine. Okay, now if we write in this way ArN2X, then X may be what is this? X may be chloride, it may be bromide, it may be nitrate also, it may be bisulfate, so 4 minus, or it may be BF4 minus. Okay, this may be no problem. Now nomenclature, they are named by suffixing diazonium to the name of parent hydrocarbon followed by ana. And how we can prepare? Already we see that from the aniline we can prepare diazonium salt, and this diazonium salt is very important, and stability is very low. Stability is very low because it is temperature dependent. If we take in 0 to 5 degree centigrade temperature, then diazonium salt may be stable, and greater than this temperature it is very unstable. Okay, so we can get diazonium salt from the sodium nitrite in dilute HCl medium. Okay, and 0 to 5 degree centigrade temperature, 0 to 5 degree centigrade temperature, it is very important. Then we can get diazonium salt into Cl. So the existence of the diazonium salt in between or less than 5 degree centigrade temperature. Okay, now why this diazonium salt is too important? This is so important because from the diazonium salt we can prepare so many products we can prepare. Okay, now from the diazonium salt, if we use just hot water, okay, if we use just hot water or greater than 5 degree centigrade temperature, okay, normal temperature, or greater than just 278 Kelvin, okay, 278 Kelvin, then we will get phenol. Which will be there. So this is the very important to get the phenol from the aniline also. So from the aniline we will get diazonium salt, and from the diazonium salt readily we can get phenol. This is very important reaction. Okay, and from the diazonium salt if we use sodium nitrite, in presence of copper oxide and heat it, then we will get just nitrobenzene. We will get nitrobenzene. Okay, clear? Now if we use benzene in sodium hydroxide, if we use benzene just in presence of this, if we use benzene in presence of sodium hydroxide, then what happens? Then it will be diphenyl ring. That's mean benzene and benzene, there will be diphenyl ring. That's mean this is a benzene, there will be another benzene ring. That's mean phenyl group. This is phenyl group. So we will get like this structure. Okay, this is diphenyl. This is diphenyl. And this reaction is Gomberg reaction. This reaction is known as Gomberg reaction. This is very important for competitive exam. Okay, how we can get diphenyl ring or diphenyl benzene then this is this. Okay. Now from the diazonium salt we can get fluorobenzene, then we should use HBF4, then we will get fluorobenzene. And this is very important, and this reaction is known as Buls-Schmiemann reaction. Buls-Schmiemann reaction. Okay. So this is very important. There is double N. Buls-Schmiemann reaction. So to get fluorobenzene, at first we need diazonium salt, and diazonium salt we can prepare from the aniline, and by this Buls-Schmiemann reaction, that's mean the reagent is HBF4 on diazonium salt, we will get fluorobenzene. This is very important because fluorobenzene is difficult to prepare in the other process. Okay. Now if we want to just benzene from the diazonium salt, then that is actually N2Cl, that is diazonium salt, then just we will use phosphorus acid in water, H3PO2 in water. Okay, just we will use this in presence of it. If you use copper cuprous chloride, no problem, then we will get just benzene. So how we can get benzene from the aniline? So from the aniline we will get diazonium salt using sodium nitrite, dilute HCl, less than 5 degree centigrade temperature. Then from the diazonium salt, if we use phosphorus acid in presence of water or cuprous chloride, we will get just benzene. So you should remember just phosphorus acid mainly. Okay. Now what happened? Gattermann reaction and Sandmeyer reaction. There is two important reaction. What is this? One is Sandmeyer reaction. What is this? Sandmeyer reaction is, if we use diazonium salt in presence of like copper chloride in HCl, then we will get chlorobenzene. We will get chlorobenzene. Then in presence of HBr, cuprous bromide, we will get bromobenzene. Okay. So this is very important, and if we use HCN, CuCN, then we will get cyanobenzene. So this reaction is known as Sandmeyer reaction. So how we can get chlorobenzene, bromobenzene and cyanobenzene, and this reaction is known as Sandmeyer reaction. So at first we will use diazonium salt in presence of CuCN, HCN to get cyanobenzene. We will use CuCl, HCl to get chlorobenzene. If we use CuBr, HBr to get bromobenzene. But iodobenzene and fluorobenzene we are unable to get in this way. So fluorobenzene will get only by Buls-Schmiemann reaction. Okay. remember it. And there is another reaction to get bromobenzene and cyanobenzene and chlorobenzene, which is known as Gattermann reaction. Okay, Gattermann reaction. What is this? The same way, but slightly different is this from the Sandweier reaction. We will use copper in HCl, then we will get chlorobenzene. Okay, then we will get chlorobenzene. It is just, what is the difference? Difference is, at first we will use CuCl for the Sandweier, but here for Gattermann we will use only copper in presence of HCl. If we use it is HBr, then it will get Br. If we use HCN, then we will get cyanobenzene. No problem. Okay, so this reaction is known as Gattermann reaction. Clear? Now, coupling reaction. What is this? Coupling reaction. Diazonium salt is very important, or amine group. To detect amine group in organic compound, we will use the coupling reaction. The reaction involving reaction of diazo group or coupling reaction. Okay. Coupling reaction. What is the coupling reaction? Let us consider a phenyl types group or phenolic OH group. That is, if we use, what is this? What is this? This is known as beta naphthol. This is alpha position, this is beta position. O is all, that's when naphthalene was there. Without O is, this is naphthalene. So this is known as beta naphthol. Beta naphthol. Okay, so this beta naphthol in presence of sodium hydroxide will give OH minus Na plus. OH minus Na plus. Okay, so what happened? Now, if this is back to here, then from this negative or this double bond, it can attack towards a nucleophile. Then what happened? If there is a N2Cl and there is a benzene, okay, there is a benzene, then this negative sign from here, if this is come here, then this can attack to the N2 plus. So in this way we will get the product. What will be the product? And from this hydrogen, this will be again, or we will get here, that is what is this? This is N2, there is a benzene ring. Okay, and that will be double bond. Okay, there is a hydrogen, single bond. Okay, so this hydrogen can produce this bond towards this, and this will be again minus, and this hydrogen can transfer to oxygen. then we will get, what will be the product? Then there will be double bond, again O is minus, then N, there is a 2N, that's been N, double bond is there. So this is a coupling reaction. They couple to each other. It is known as azo dye. What is this? Azo dye. Okay. Azo dye. This is very intense red color. Okay. Azo dye salt. Okay. So this is a coupling reaction with beta naphthol. And if we use different types of phenolic OH, that's mean if we use like this, if it is N2Cl plus if it is just phenol in presence of sodium hydroxide, okay, then what happened? Then we will get, this is phenol, this is phenol, okay, and on that position alpha position was empty, beta position was blocked, okay. What was that? This is the para position, yes. This para position is blocked already, there is a bond, but alpha position was empty. For this reason, the coupling reaction from the alpha position, but here para position is empty. So this reaction occurs from the para position, and then para position will attach with the nitrogen, with this nitrogen, and it will be formed. This is also a coupling reaction. So for coupling reaction we need phenolic OH and diazonium salt, and this reaction is always takes place in less than 5 degree centigrade temperature, okay. Now if we use N2Cl in presence of aniline, then what happened? We use this in presence of aniline, then this lone pair can readily attack to this N plus, N2 plus, okay. Then the product will be, what will be the product? The product will be, this is N2, that means there will be only one N, and AEs and Cl will be removed, then N double bond N, there is a benzene ring or phenyl group, okay, clear? So this is also a coupling reaction. This is also a coupling reaction. So diazonium salt can react with the aniline to form a dye. This is also red dye. Then what happened? If we use diazonium salt in presence of methyl NN dimethyl aniline, then the reaction, this lone pair can't attack this plus. Very important reaction. This lone pair can't attack this plus because there is a crowd. There is a crowding system. This can't attack this position because there will be crowding. So from from the para position they can attack in presence of 0 to 5 degree centigrade temperature, 0 to 5 degree centigrade temperature. Okay, then the product will be N-methyl. So this is the N2. So this is very important. So aniline and N-methyl aniline can gives the same reaction, but when it is NN dimethyl aniline, it will give the different products. Okay, so in this way, in this chapter, very important for your board exam as well as for competitive exam. And for competitive exam I will discuss in the next lecture. Okay, thank you.